So on an introduction, uh, I think it's a little too. I don't know if you all can read it, but you can. Okay. So globally, the market is $90 billion US, and it's going to grow to 121, 134 by 2030. India makes it a potential hub location because of its growth and also its geographical location around us. Atmanirbhar Bharat, which we have been now very actively talking, discussing, make in India, train in India is something which is a key factor for all of us here and all the larger spectrum of the industry. We have, as I said, we have a huge order book. The fleet strength, by all estimates, will double by itself from the present in next 5, 8, 10 years, and maybe more. So we'll have 1800 planes, 1600 to 1800 planes flying in the air, and I'm talking of the commercial aircraft. So this is a potential opportunity for the MRO segment to develop. Next slide. So if you see, it was touched up in the first session that today the MRO share of India's is about 20% only what we are doing, ballpark, couple of points here and there. Majority of it, about 80%, goes out of India, and that's a big challenge. That's a big opportunity for us. We are looking at by 2032, $5.16 billion MRO industry in India market size, and by 2034 it is estimated to about $7 billion. How much of it we will do and how much of we want to do is the question. 30 to 40% of MRO is what we are targeting by the roadmap, by the run rate we have presently. 60 to 70% would still go outside, still going outside to countries like Singapore, Middle East, Malaysia, and all these countries have also bottlenecks, which we are actually feeding in. So if you see Middle East, even in the line or the base maintenance side, lot of workforce at a ground level to mid segment is a huge number of Indians working there, aircraft maintenance engineers, technicians, and in all other function areas also. So it goes for Singapore. Singapore has constraints of space. We don't have all those constraints. We have huge potential of skilled manpower with us, which we need to nurture and develop. MRO segment, of course, there are different segments. What I have tried to put together is, if we are working on a narrow body, which is the larger fleet strength in India, uh, and even the other segments, if you see the the component of the engine and the component MRO takes the largest pie. The line maintenance and also the airframe maintenance is a smaller pie. We are today having capabilities quite largely to the strength on the dice with Sharad sir, AIESL, and so many other leaders, GMR, Indamar, Airworks, now Adani's has come into this. But all this is more focused on the airframe maintenance, which is big, which is huge. But the potential of doing Safran, of course, we hear that is setting up a big engine shop. That's a big step, big plus. But still, the engine and the component MRO segment is yet untouched. Almost all of it, in some way or the other, is getting outsourced to the other countries. What do we need? We need push by all the stakeholders. Of course, this is a very capital intensive industry. A lot of infrastructure cost in developing this is there, and we need to find the best way where all the stakeholders get benefited. Regulatory ecosystem has to evolve more. 2005, I remember when the Indian regulation system converted or changed over to more closer to the international standards with Part 66 that time, Part 145, Part 147, and we have matured reasonably well. But still, there is a need to empower the MRO ecosystem and also the maintenance engineering ecosystem a little bit more to, and of course, ensure the compliance mechanics around it. But this has to become a little bit more independent, more strong. Uh, Global regulation, air, I, because I'm in the FTO segment these days, so we look at the airstrips which are with the Airport Authority of India or even otherwise with state governments, we see huge potential for them to be developed. And again, capital intensive, you need to build a hangar. Even for an FTO, you need to have a support system which is on site, on base, and that requires investment. That investment requires support from a optimized cost structure of leasing that space from, if it is Airport Authority of India or if it is state government. If it is long term at a good cost, then the operator or the business is willing to invest. But we need to all come together on the same table and find the best solution to move ahead. Next slide. Of course, we have seen government initiatives in past so many years with GST reforms coming in, with very high focus on the leasing. Gift City is taking shape so nicely. That means the ecosystem of developing this larger segment of aviation is on the right course. There's still more to do, but I believe that we are on course. Again, the question is how willing are we to come together on the same table and talk about mutual win-win situation across all the segments. Uh, Development of major MRO hubs, I believe we have already seen that, and we are seeing that more. We hear Jewar Airport is also actually has inaugurated an MRO, about 40 acres of land which is allocated for MRO space. I think something like that has to take speed. And around that area also in Greater Noida, where this Jewar Airport is coming up, I have seen already couple of MROs setting up shop for component, cabin, and related. But this has to take fast speed. That's, I think, the challenge. So, opportunities in MRO, I think, needless to say, everything which goes into aircraft maintenance, all the segment is an opportunity. We have, as I said, 20% market share of our own, and we have a long way to do this, whether it is line maintenance, base maintenance, outsourcing to the international operators coming into India. I've seen in my previous organization, which is an MRO, having aircraft owners, lessors, operators from outside of India coming in and doing the work with us, because we do a good job. We do at a very price optimization. Our skill level is very high. We have challenges also, but there's an opportunity which is yet to be taken. Next slide. So the major players we have today, of course, the airlines, Indigo and Air India are having their own MRO setups and they're developing it more. AIESL has been the flagship for so many years. GMR, Aerotechnique, Airworks for both business and general aviation and commercial aviation. Indomar Techniques and Indomar Aviation, which is also across both the segments of general aviation and business aviation and the commercial aviation. Max Aerospace, Safran, we just mentioned. Overall, as per DGCA side, we have about 166 AMOs approved as 145. That means these, and they're all busy. I can tell you they're all busy, but and they're still short of so many steps to be done. So this becomes again an interesting point, an inflection point for us to figure out: do we need more, and do we need more stronger players? Yes, we do. Do we need to invest more into infrastructure? Yes, we do. Do we need to go granular into component and maybe a board level kind of capability? Yes. There are challenges there also. We'll couple of slides we'll cover on that briefly, but we have full potential to garner that, and we need to again look at the whole bigger picture. I'm very fond of this picture. This is at Indomar, Nagpur. I was the chief operating officer there for about a short time, but it gave me a beautiful insight. It's a very large complex, a fairly new complex, only 2021 it started operating. It does all kind of maintenance from line to base, mostly base, heavy maintenance, aircraft painting, which is again a state of art possibility there. And we had so many aircrafts even coming from outside to getting painted. We have structural shops and other things. Next, 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 next. Just roll through. This is again giving what we do, and all MROs do this. Next. This is a very brief. In engine shop or a competent component shop, the scope of infrastructure is about 80%, manpower is 20%. In airframe maintenance, manpower cost is about 80% and rest is 20%. And that's where it comes to the next slides, which makes it interesting. Next. We need to do skill development programs. We need to do infrastructure development. We of course need to collaborate in partnership, already it was said, with the OEM.